Hello, and thank you for coming to the McWaters Effect. I'm your host, Matt. Today, we're going to be talking about the Republican infrastructure bill. But first, I need you to hit like and subscribe. Helps the channel grow. Now let's get on with the show. Here's the story here. Senate Republicans outline their own infrastructure plan. Here's what's in it. Senate Republicans outlined their own infrastructure proposal focused on transportation, broadband, and water systems. The plan is a fraction of the cost of the one President Joe Biden has proposed and does not include Democrat goals such as care for the elderly or disabled Americans. Biden has said he wants to craft an infrastructure bill Republicans would support, but it is unclear what kind of legislation would assuage both parties. Okay, in this article, they seem to be focusing on Republican bill not helping elderly or disabled Americans. That is something that has nothing to do with infrastructure and has nothing to do with this particular bill. It doesn't need to be in a bill for infrastructure. That's for something else. That's some kind of other bill, not a bill for infrastructure. It don't belong there. A group of Senate Republicans outlined their infrastructure plan Thursday, unveiling a much narrower vision for how to revamp U.S. transportation, broadband, than the sweeping approach backed by President Joe Biden. The GOP package would cost $568 billion, only a fraction of what the Democratic president's more than $2 trillion package is. It also would not address policies such as care for the elderly, disabled people, which Biden included in the plan. The Republican outline would set aside $299 billion for roads and bridges, $65 billion for broadband, $61 billion for public transit, $41 billion for airports, $35 billion for drinking water and waterway systems, $20 billion for railways, $17 billion for ports and inland waterways, $14 billion for water storage, and $13 billion for safety measures. Okay, first thing, the elderly and disabled people they want to add to the this bill has nothing to do with infrastructure. Has nothing to do with it. It doesn't need to be in that bill. It needs to be in some other kind of bill. Now, this bill is a better bill than the one that Joe Biden did. It actually has more for roads and bridges than Joe Biden's bill does. And it also has a couple things that Joe Biden's bill didn't have, such as $35 billion for drinking water and waterway systems. Joe Biden didn't have that in his bill. He didn't have anything for railways either, or airports, or for safety measures, for Christ's sakes. This is a real, actual infrastructure bill. The Democrats' bill, it's just a way to give corporations more money. It's junk. It is trash. Trash, trash. The only thing I can agree with Democrats on it needs to be bigger. $1 trillion. Make it $1 trillion. It should be good. Double the money on all of it. And I think it'll be fine. But the idea that $568 billion isn't enough, it's kind of crazy. The GOP proposal is backed by Shelley Moore Capito of West Virginia, Roger Wicker of Mississippi, Pat Toomey of Pennsylvania, and John Barrasso of Wyoming. Democrats, who have stressed the need for a sprawling infrastructure package, will likely reject the low price tag. Capito calls the framework of the effort to start a conversation towards compromise with the Democrats. She said that we agree that these bills are necessary, and she hopes the committees and jurisdictions in the Senate should be the ones that are forced to compromise. I think we see this as an offer that is on the table and deserves a response, she said, and I think it'll get a response. Oh, I think she'll get a response. It won't be a response she'll like. What's going to happen is the Democrats are going to use the idea that care for elderly and disabled people aren't in this bill. They don't care about them. They don't care about making money and the rich and so on and so forth. They're going to throw it right at them with that bullshit. And Republicans need to be prepared for it. That's what's going to happen. Might as well just be ready for it. And really, stuff like that needs to be in a different bill. They care about the elderly and disabled. It just has nothing to do with infrastructure. Democrats keep on throwing stuff in bills that have nothing to do with what the bill's about. That COVID bill that they passed with $1.9 trillion, they had tons of shit in there, had nothing to do with COVID or the COVID response and helping the Democrat Party's friends get rich. That's all it was about. There's a huge transfer of wealth, and that's what that was meant to do. And it's done it. All right, guys, we're at the point in the video where I do the quote of the day. We can't help everyone, but everyone can help someone. Quote, Ronald Reagan. Alright, well, at the end of this video, please hit like and subscribe. Helps the channel grow. Peace.